Hey everybody, I'm Diane Brady. We're here backstage at the Under 30 Summit in Cleveland with Berner. You're about to do I know you're the co-founder, CEO of Cookies, but you're also about to get your 50th album, is that right?
Yeah.
That's incredible, that's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
The music rises when I say that. So the thing I wanted to ask about is, you went through cancer, and what's interesting to me is, when I think about marijuana and how a lot of people initially come to it, it's having cancer. You kind of had this incredible business, then you got it. How does it change your perspective?
I mean, it totally changes your perspective from everything. Like, you're more grateful for everything you have. You're not really overthinking things like you used to. You kind of just understand that, honestly, the second shot of life is way better than the first shot. I just feel a lot more content with what I've accomplished, what I have, my family, the little things in life, right? So cancer has totally changed my perspective. It's changed. I'm definitely a lot more conscious, even though you just heard me talking about getting a cheeseburger before we leave. I think that was the weed talking. But
no, wait, we have to talk about the cheeseburger now. It's a unique cheeseburger to Cleveland, I think, or Ohio.
To Ohio or something. But I'm way more conscious about my health and just even my energy and the time I spend with people. It's very, very important that you realize that life can change like that.
Yeah. But you smoke every day?
Oh, yeah.
Eat every day? What's the right way to put it?
I smoke weed every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you find, what's the key, if you had to give tips in terms of how to function well as a CEO? Because you just did an amazing conversation, and I saw you smoking beforehand, and you were great.
Yeah.
Most people be staring at your shoe.
Yeah, I still have like the clip of my joint in my pocket, and I have a really big bag of, and if you like a bud, before we leave.
I'd be staring at your shoes to comment on your shoelaces.
No, the key is, I sell weed, so it's just natural, right? But I've been smoking weed every day since I've been 12 or 13 maybe, so it doesn't really affect my thinking. I think if anything, it kind of stops me from overthinking and just kind of keeps me.
How do you build a national brand or international when it's like everything's state by state? Do you ever, because you cross state lines, all this stuff. It's complicated, right? It's not like your average product.
Yeah, you're not growing product in California and sending it all over the world. You have to pick a lot of partners to expand globally. You have to find people to cultivate in each market. You have to have a lot of partners. You have to know how to manage a lot of people. But more importantly, you just have to have that megaphone. I think that's why I have so much music, and that's why I do so many other things in life besides just weed, because that's my actual recipe for marketing. From the music to some of the media, documented stuff that we do, the little short documentaries.
That's right.
And
you're a documentarian. I
yeah,
didn't label all the things you've done because time's limited, but
of course,
you're
but
a busy man.
You use that megaphone to kind of build your brand, and if you got the megaphone, you got the knowledge of how to expand without breaking any laws, and
You say laws.
Yeah.
What are the laws like right now? Where should they be, the laws?
They should be changed. Someone in the White House needs to get me in there. I want to help them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's no federal mandate for you to do what
There's
you
a bunch of people that just don't understand what we have in front of us, and there's no way for them to write the laws because they don't understand weed. They don't understand.
Okay, here's an opportunity to amplify. What do you want them to understand?
Well, I want them to understand that this is what the people want, first thing first. It speaks volumes that marijuana's about to outpace nicotine and alcohol. So this is what people want.
Especially this generation coming up, right?
This is what people want. I want them to understand that there's a way that they can tax this and make it fair for the operators. That's the most important thing. I want them to understand that it is a living plant and it does have an expiration date on it. And so you want to try to get it to the customers as fresh as possible, as quick as possible, right? And also just kind of want the regulations to be the same in each state, because it's tough when you could do a really cool branded bag in California, but then in Florida it has to be a white bag with just a simple logo. Fans want the brand that they're seeking after, the ones that they fell in love with, the ones that they've been waiting for as it turns on in other markets. So federal government, let me come through, let me teach you guys a little something about weed. You guys can tax it and make it fair. You guys can make the regulations a lot more friendly to the operator, and you can make the people happy. It's very simple.
You're famous for your Girl Scout cookies. That's what everybody loves. Did the Girl Scouts ever say anything like, hey, maybe call it something else?
Well, yeah, we always just called it cookies because we knew we'd get sued like crazy if we called it Girl Scout cookies. But I think there was one little cease and desist that came for one piece of clothing or something like that, because I do have a clothing company, but we were smarter than that, yeah. Shout out to Girl Scouts.
I want to ask, because a lot of people, they build an incredible rap career and then they become entrepreneurs. You've done it, not in reverse, but talk about that transition. Has it helped being an entrepreneur? Has it helped you in your music?
I think they both kind of scratch each other's back. Like the music helps you kind of like amplify and speak about what you're dealing with in life and in business, and then the business makes your music a little more powerful. A list came out last year, the richest rappers list, and it was pretty funny that I was on the top 5. You're talking about guys like Jay-Z, Puff Daddy, Kanye West, Dr. Dre, and then me. And it was funny to hear people say, well, he's not even a rapper, he does business. I'm like, well, I'd like to argue that.
Right.
I'd like to argue that. I've been, doing music since 2005. I got 49 albums out. I perform nationwide. I perform out the country. I sell out shows. And every other person on that list has business as well. So, yeah, they help each other. And I think that's, if you really want to be successful and you're an artist, you got to spread your wings.
Have you had a time when you haven't had an opportunity to smoke or eat, like where you've been stone cold sober? What's that like?
Our flight to Dubai was pretty tough. It was like 38 hours, but as soon as I landed in Thailand, I landed to a plethora of weed and hash, and we turned right up. So, I mean, yeah, I'm not like a dope fiend. I can go without it.
I know you're not. I don't mean that in a condescending. I'm just saying, but it does seem to keep you calm and centered and focused, where for some people it doesn't necessarily. So is it learned behavior or? Nah,
it's just part of my DNA. It's just part of who I am. The flight to Thailand was great. Emirates, I took a shower over the North Pole. That was cool.
Really?
Yeah,
That's very cool.
On the plane. I found things to keep myself busy, but that was probably the longest I went without weed. Also, probably my surgery. When I first got surgery with the cancer situation, I was in the hospital for like 4 or 5 days, and I wasn't able to smoke then, but same thing.
What do you enjoy most about your job now, since you have so many different things you do?
I like to create things from the ground up. I like to build things from the bottom up, and I like the design and packaging, rollout part of the process. I like the creative process.
And is there anything you're working on next besides your music you want to mention?
Hell yeah. Yeah, so I just partnered with Bic on my rolling paper company, Vibes. It's tattooed on my other hand. You got Cookies, you got Vibes. Those are my 2 babies right there.
That's commitment.
Yeah, it's commitment.
That means
even
off the ground, you've already tattooed on your hand.
Yeah,
That's like, now you got to make it work.
Well, I had to make it work. That's why I put it on the hand, right? So Cookies already kind of got popping, but Vibes just partnered with Bic on a strategic partnership on the rolling papers, as well as maybe helping them in the alternative market with their lighter. And getting in the dry food category, I partnered with Snoop Dogg's food company, and we hope to be launching at Walmart next year, maybe April, May, with like Cookies by Cookies, actually non-medicated dry food, just good snacks. No red dye or none of that weird carcinogenic stuff.
How is his weed compared to yours?
Snoop got good weed. He knows good weed. It's Snoop,
Is it better than yours?
I don't know. I gift Snoop some weed sometimes, but I think we have equal qualities. But maybe I have more variety.
Right. Okay, that's true.
Yeah, I might have more variety of just different flavors and stuff like that.
Do you have any advice for entrepreneurs? You must have everybody say like, "Hey, I want to be like you." It's like, oh, okay. Well, talent. Besides that, what else would you say?
You just have to be dedicated to what your vision is. You have to put your time, your energy, and your money behind yourself. You can't doubt yourself. And if you just stay focused and you stay dedicated to it, then you can't lose. And that's just like, you have to just want to do it, and you have to do it. And there'll be ups and downs, and maybe things won't go the way you wanted to at the beginning, but if you just stay focused and you just keep building, then eventually, my goal as an entrepreneur is to work with who I want to work with when I want to work with them. And that's...
Is there someone you haven't worked with yet you want to give a shout out to work?
Martin Scorsese.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay.
That'd be cool. He's getting older. He's made some of my favorite movies. Put me in a movie or work with me on a movie. That's it.
As an actor, you want to be an actor in the Scorsese film?
Yeah, I'm actually writing a bunch of films right now. And I have actually, I can tell you this. I'm developing a scripted series with FX. I can't talk about what or who's involved, but with that being said, I'm kind of...
Any hints? You can't talk about what or who's involved. I feel like we should sit here and guess, but I'm not going to do that. That's not fair. It's good to know.
It's a scripted series with FX. It's going to be big, and I'm writing feature films right now. So Scorsese.
Are you starring in that series with FX?
Can't talk about that, but
sorry.
Yeah, but I would like to start acting, so that maybe that will give you a hit. So yeah.
And Scorsese, take notice, right?
Yeah, I could be a good mob boss somewhere. I think so.
You'd be fantastic.
Yeah, I think I'd be good.
I can't think of a better place to stop than there.
Yeah, I want to be in the mob with Lick.
Look forward to it. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.